Warner Brothers.
DA job with Warner Brothers.
Alright. I should have given him the same thing. Alright, let's go.
Hello,
Hi, I'm Sash.
I'm Marla.
I'm an assistant producer at Warner Brothers. Please take a seat. So, Marlon, just tell you a bit more about myself. I started off as a PA myself about 5 years back and slowly worked my way up. And right now I'm an assistant producer, looking to work my way up further up the corporate ladder. Warner Brothers was a great firm. Gave me the opportunity of being a PA, grabbed it with both arms, and never looked back since. So yeah, that's me in a nutshell. If I could get to know you a bit better, I'd appreciate that.
Sure thing. I'm from Nashville, Tennessee. I was born and raised. I've loved film since I was 12 years old. I've been a huge fan of Warner Brothers back when they were doing all the Batman movies. I've been a huge fan of the entire franchise for years. Filmmaking is to me a huge passion. I used to beg my parents to take me to the movies all the time until I earned enough money to go watch movies myself, and that's all I wanted to do ever since I was a little kid. So
definitely. You did mention that you were in the military, and you also you're part of the Navy, and then you did your schooling in the National Film Institute. If you could tell me more about both of your experiences, I'd appreciate that.
The Navy came about as I was 18. I didn't really know what to do with my life. I knew I wanted to go into filmmaking, but I didn't have any money for college. So I figured I'll go into the reserves, I'll get deployed, I'll get the GI Bill, and then after that I'll go to Watkins, or I'll go to NYU, I'll go to an actual film college. Well, I got deployed to Afghanistan, and over there I did a lot of research, and I realized, really, I can go to NYU for 4 years and never touch a camera for 3. I can go to National Film Institute. First day, National Film Institute, I'm in there learning grip and gap. I'm touching a C-stand, learning how to operate it, learning how to operate electrical equipment. And then 2 weeks later, I'm learning how to operate a camera. I'm learning how to operate sound. I'm learning how to use Avid. That's the main reason why I picked it. It's very, very fast-paced, but you learn so much in that amount of time that that's the main reason I chose it.
Wow, that sounds like an amazing experience. You do mention that you get an Avid, Final Cut Pro, and Pro Tools. Could you tell me about your experiences with these? If you have had any, actual experiences with these?
Avid, to me, I am so comfortable with Avid. I've always been comfortable with editing software, whether it was, I started with Movie Maker, editing little crappy short videos on that.
We all did, didn't we?
Yeah, we all did. And then once I got to Avid, I'm like, this is the greatest thing in the world. I didn't know it. I just love it. I spend hours at a time just going over small details because that's just, I'm nitpicking like that sometimes. I would do that all the time. That's just a huge thing I love to do.
Definitely. And you mentioned you definitely worked on it with a friendly game.
Yes.
How many hours do you think you've approximately spent on?
For that one, I believe it's about 8 total.
And in total, approximately how many hours do you think you spent on Avid?
I think about, I'd want to say 24, 25 hours, because I'd go in there and do other projects on the side as well. The Bridgestone commercial I did a camera work on. I also, the day after we shot, I went ahead and I got all the footage and I assembled a rough cut, a very, very rough cut, and that took me like about another 6 hours to edit. And then other projects on the side, a friend of mine will say, hey, I want this looked at, I want to know what you think, and then I would actually run it through Avid and clean it up and make it look somewhat prettier than you would on any other regular editing software.
Now I know that you've been a PA on Bridgestone
Yes.
Gig, but apart from that, everything else, you've been a PA on multiple occasions, just about every single one except for a friendly game. Mm-hmm. If you could, tell me why you still want to be a PA, because like myself, now I want to be a PA, but when the opportunity to do something else came, I jumped on it. So why would you still want to be a PA?
I'm always looking to get my foot in the door in multiple locations. I'm always wanting to work hard and prove that I can do very, very well at the lowest rung and just climb the ladder, basically.
Definitely. I think, here at Warner Brothers, we're not looking for short-term employees. We do understand that the film industry is cyclical, but we always have projects going on. and we're looking for someone who's going to come in, like you mentioned, maybe as a PA like myself, and then work their way up. So we just want to know, what are your long-term goals, any career objectives that you have?
My long-term goals is to become a film director and to basically work on my own projects. Kind of like John Landis did. He was a PA and a mail guy at Warner Brothers for many years, and then after a while, he directed such great films as Blues Brothers and Animal House, which are just fantastic comedies that will live forever. I just kind of want to be in that sense of work, so to speak.
Right now, as a PA, you may not be thrown into many leadership experiences, but as I mentioned, since we're trying to hire in for the long run, I would just like to know more about your leadership style and the best leadership styles to work with you.
My leadership style is I can be very focused at times. That has been a strength and a weakness of mine because sometimes I get so focused that I will lash out at others. But I've been known to do that, which is a problem I've been working on ever since I was in the Navy. Actually, again, I was a third-class petty officer, which you're in a leadership position, and the biggest thing I had to do was meet all these goals, and no matter what, my sense is I will meet them no matter if I do all the work myself. That's just my leadership tactic is I will be a bit of a dictator. I will get the work done no matter what.
Yep. How do you manage that with morale of the team?
I try and keep it as we're doing a lot of work, but I'm trying to make it as I'm trying not to be as much of an upright, just a mean person as possible. I try to be funny about it. I try and give rewards towards if you do this and this and this, I'll let you guys have, especially in Afghanistan, it was really important that if you work for me for 12 straight hours today, I will let you have 8 hours off, and you guys can come in late for me tomorrow. If you guys can give me, like, we have a mass cast coming in. If you guys can give me 20 hours straight, I will, you guys will have a day off on me. Then I will cover your shifts. It was just, I try and reward in public, praise in public, and if I have to do anything like, trying to think of the word here. If I praise in public and if I have to do any lashing out, I try and do it in private, behind closed doors. And
I think most people appreciate that.
That's the main thing. I only had that problem a couple of times, but if I had to go off on someone, I made sure it was not in front of everybody. I had two higher ranking people than me to make sure it wasn't too offensive or harassing towards them, but made sure I got my point across. That's if you do anything wrong against me, you will know that, but I will also be like, here's what you did, but here's how we can fix it.
Yeah, I think it's very important now, not just to criticize someone, but to make sure that they learn from the mistake and they become better people. Definitely. The film industry is a very fast-paced environment, and when we have people on set, sometimes we're renting out equipment for millions and millions of dollars. Every second is crucial.
Yes.
So it's like, how do you work under pressure?
It's just like that's almost semi to a mass casualty situation, which I've worked in many times, where every second you're in is crucial. You have 24 patients. Every single one of them needs to be documented. They need to be treated correctly, and they need to be sent up to a higher echelon of care. And you need to do it in 30 minutes. And it's nonstop. I had mass casualties that lasted, like I said, for 12 hours, 20 hours at a time, where you were bringing in people and you just couldn't stop. And yes, you were given like brief periods of, okay, the bird's not coming in for another hour. That's when you would go, okay, stop. Take a moment, drink water, shove something down your face, eat something real quick, and then get ready to move on to the next group of people coming in. It's very essential that you get it done as quickly as possible, and as quickly and as correctly as possible.
That's something we definitely would appreciate a lot. And looking at us being Warner Brothers, we want to be the premier filmmaking firm, producing firm. And so, whatever projects we have, we try to invest into the best equipment. And this generally is the latest equipment, new equipment that most people have not touched. And I just want to know how do you deal with situations where you're on unfamiliar territory, learning new things.
before I usually go, if I go into something, I normally don't like walking into a blind storm, so to speak. I want to know as much about that as possible. Like if it's a new camera coming out, I like to do a little bit of research on it. That way I know what it's designed for, what it's meant for, what I can do, what I can't do with it. I don't like to go in something and just start pressing buttons because that's just not the way to do it. You will break something and then you guys will be out millions of dollars and I will not have a job anymore. I like to go in there kind of like an awkward look at first and kind of just glance over it and then say have an expert. Once I'm shown something, just after a while, it takes no time at all for me to learn that and just go over everything.
Okay. It was great getting to know you, Alan. I think really impressed by you. We have a few other people that we want to talk to before we make our final decision, and we should let you know by the next couple of days. Do you have any questions for me?
If you don't let me know, can I just email you back?
Yeah, definitely. Get back to me, and I really appreciate it.
All right.
In that sense. Any other questions?
No questions at all.
All right. Thank you. It was great meeting you, and hope you have a good day.
Thank you, you too.
Take care.
It's still recording and